Hello, thank you for clicking on my video. If you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I've got a 2018 Volkswagen T-roc. Unfortunately, Tiggy's a bit poorly at the moment and it's got a leaking gearbox. So Volkswagen have had it for a week and they've very kindly lent me a T-roc, or T-roc.
I don't wanna waste time. Well, remember tonight I found something here with you. Running by the roadside, wait up for me. I'd go anywhere that you do.
So the spec I have is a 2019 T-roc design with a 1.6 TDI engine and 114 brake horsepower. So I just want to show you in the boot here. It's a reasonable sized boot. Some nice features in here with the luggage hooks and carry bag holder. The boot floor stays up and out of the way, and you've got quite a deep recess in there to hide stuff away. But equally, you can drop this down, and the boot is quite a reasonable size. It's big enough for a German Shepherd, as Frank found out this afternoon. Get in. Sit down. Good. There is a bit of a step to lift stuff over, but how often are you going to have it in that position? You're better off having it in the race position and then just storing stuff underneath. But I have found that even though you've got all that room under the boot floor, you've still got nowhere to store the parcel shelf. So you need to be prepared that if you're going to carry something big, that's going to have to stay at home. So what's it like in front of here? Well, it's typical Volkswagen fare. Everything's very well screwed together. It's a lovely place to be. There's a armrest that moves here, a bit of a cubby space underneath. It's quite spacious, steering wheel's nice. It's a really good driving position. My biggest bugbear, and I'll probably go on about it a lot in this video, is what they've made the interior of this car from. And it feels like it's made from melted down dentures. And that upsets me a bit because I really wanted to like it. I love the outside, I like the space, I like the size. But this shouldn't sound like that. It's rock hard. And although you don't go around touching this and squeezing it all the while, it would be nice if it was a little bit squishy, because it does add that air of premium to the interior of the car, and that just takes it all away. Some of this shiny trim here is a bit suspect, and I'm not quite sure what they've made these door cards out of, but it sounds like a wheelie bin. It's a real shame, because this is the bit that you see and touch and feel, and although I'm not touching this all the while, if my arm's on here, it gets a bit painful after a bit. And if you've got eczema on your elbow, this is fairly rough. You just get to end up with a really white, dusty armrest here. It's the best exfoliator I've found. Equipment levels, this design model has got everything you could ever want. It's got Carplay, it's got adaptive cruise control, lane guidance, which I really like. It's got dual zone climate control, 2 USB ports down here, 12-volt socket. It's got an electric handbrake. You know I like an electric handbrake. Some of my work colleagues will tell you how much I like an electric handbrake.
Hi guys, nice to see you again. Hope you're having a bloody good crack. A short video on the electronic handbrake. If you want to release it, push it down. If you want to put it on, push it up. Tidy.
And in the back here, it's fine. Plenty roomy enough. There's loads of knee room. I'm 6 foot and my head's nowhere near the roof. It's okay. Probably get 2 adults in here, maybe not 3. It's got an armrest, a couple of cup holders. They call them, why do they call them ski hatches? Nobody actually carries skis anymore. So you've got a hole in the back of the chairs. So yeah, it's quite nice. So what's it like to drive, I hear you ask? Well, it's like a Golf. It's nice, gear change is okay, steering's nice and light, it's okay. I don't know whether it's this specific model, which is the design model with 17-inch alloys, but it is kind of firm, the suspension. It's not bad, and all the bumps are quite suppressed, but you do feel all of them. So this engine is the 1.6 turbo diesel with 114 brake horsepower, and between you and me, it's a bit gutless. On the motorway, between 50 and 70, if you leave it in 6, you're going to be waiting a long time before it gets to 70. You've got to change down. Personally, I'd probably go for one of the petrols. Volkswagen petrols are very good, very economical, quite refined. For reference, while I've had this car, I've done just over 100 miles and I've averaged about 66 miles to the gallon, which is okay. I haven't been ragging it round, to be honest with you. Just taking it nice and steady. And I don't intend to rag it round because I've only put a £5 worth of fuel in it because it's a courtesy car, so it's going back on vapours. My biggest criticism about the car, and it's probably due in fact to the way that they've manufactured the interior, that it's so hard. You know when you walk into an empty room and there's no furniture in there and it's kind of an echoey feeling? I don't think all these hard plastics are helping the noise suppression, and I think they've potentially scrimped and saved on that sound insulation because it's quite boomy in here. At 70 miles an hour, it's quite noisy. You'd expect if it wasn't a premium product, but it is. The amount of money that they charge for a T-roc is very similar to what they charge for a Tiguan. So you've really got to ask yourself, does it make sense to have the bigger car that's a bit more plush? Simple things like the inside of the door pockets. For years, Volkswagen have been lining that with like a flock material. You don't get that in this car, and I cannot understand why. It's just cost saving, and it's lets the interior of the car down a little bit. The one advantage is the stereo is great because you do get a lot of bass noise. I wouldn't bother upgrading the stereo unless you want to drown out the sound of the engine. The other thing that I've noticed, and this is maybe me being overly picky, is the fact that this little bit of trim here is different to the one in the back. The thing, I can't find any of that trim anywhere else in the car, so it just seems a bit random that they've put it there. It hasn't got sat-nav, not a massive issue for me. It's got Apple Carplay, which means it's got Google Maps. And Google Maps, in my opinion, is the best sat-nav bar none. So don't pay the extra for sat-nav if you want to option that. It ain't worth it. Size-wise, I think the car is absolutely spot on. It's easy to manage around town, easy to park. Visibility is very good. No real blind spots apart from that massive C-pillar, but we'll gloss over that. But this design comes with front and rear parking sensors, so that will alleviate any parking issues. There's plenty of room up here in the front, loads of room in the back for the kids. The boot's a decent size, a little bit bigger than a Golf. And even with that steeply braked rear screen, there's plenty of ear room for the dog. So probably the main point of this video is, would I buy one? No. It's not to say it's a bad car, it's a good car, I like it, but the interior lets it down a little bit. So personally, I'd either go with a Golf or the Tiguan, depending on what my requirements were. There's a new Golf due out, and in fact, it might already be out if you're watching this video. And I think that is going to be leagues ahead of this car with regards to interior design, quality, technology. But if you want something that's a little bit raised up, buy a Golf, get a cushion. I'm joking. Yeah, I can recommend this car. If it wasn't for the interior being made out of wheelie bins, I wouldn't have a bad word to say about it. Or as long as you get the right engine, because this 1.6 ain't good. Anyway, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. As always, thank you for watching and subscribing. absolutely blown away by how successful the channel's been. I only did it as a bit of a hobby thing. So thanks as always, guys, and stay tuned for the next one.